Hello and welcome back to my channel. Nefra Moore Presents. I am Nefra Moore, your spiritual, your true life coach is what I call myself, absolutely. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but today I'm back. I had to take these 2 months off from videos and posting on social media and making a video because I had to get back to myself. I had to really work on rejuvenating myself. It takes a lot out of me to do what I do. But you know what? I'm so grateful and thankful for my purpose. So don't think that I was down in the dumps or depressed or sad or any of that. I just really needed to take the time for me, take the time with constant meditation and constant prayer. And it has gotten me a long way. Like, I feel amazing. And so now I'm able to give back to you guys. If you're in the St. Louis area, I do have a workshop coming up called The Value in the Vision. It is a vision board party, and it's actually going to be unlike any other vision board party you've been to. So if you're in the St. Louis area, Saturday, January 18th, go to my website and register. It's a $5 registration fee. And I believe you're going to have a lot of fun, good food, good people. And so I'm looking forward to that. So today I want to post a video or talk in this video about my journey as a spiritual life coach. And it was a rough one. And I didn't even know at the time I was going through everything that this is where I would end up. I'm going to be honest. In 2012, I found myself getting a divorce. Well, 2011 into 2012, I found myself in a bad marriage, getting a divorce. I found myself as a side chick. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. I found myself tired, fed up, exhausted, and it was just something that I did not want anymore in my life. I was so tired, and I was in so much pain. And I was in so much pain to where I was in physical pain. And you guys may know a little bit about this. You know, when you are in emotional pain, it can turn into physical pain. I was having chest pains, and my chest was tightening, and I would sweat, and I would be nauseated, and sometimes my stomach would hurt. I mean, it was just so many things going on with me at the time that I was just finally fed up. Now, let me paint the picture for you, okay? So I'm on the cusp of divorce, so 2011, 2012. My marriage is volatile. I'll talk more about that in another video. But my marriage was volatile. And I was in church. How many of us can relate to being in church? Yeah, I was in church. I was active in church. I was going to Bible classes in church. I was licensed and ordained in church. I was on the praise team, on the finance team, sitting in the pew. Amen. Yes, preach, pastor. You better say that. All of that. And I was broken. And it was really a hard thing to do because you're in a place where you can get the necessary healing and deliverance that you need, but yet you're not getting it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say I wasn't getting fed. I wasn't feeling good. You know, I wasn't making strides spiritually, but I just wasn't where I needed to be. How many of us can relate to that? Like, you are going every day and you may feel good for the moment, but you still have these trials and tribulations that are just coming at you left and right, and you still don't know what to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Prayer works, but there are still some things that you must be doing to get to the other side of a lot of what you're dealing with in your life. So I found myself still in church broken. I found myself paying tithes hurt. I found myself on the praise team worshiping. And while I may get that fix, you know what I'm saying? I may get that momentarily fixed. It wasn't fixing my long term. It wasn't fixing my Friday night hurt. It wasn't helping with my Saturday afternoon pain. I'm just going to have to be real. And I know many of you are sitting in church day after day, week after week, Bible study after Bible class, all of these different services, and you are struggling. Let me tell you something. I was there. And let me say, I grew up in the church. I grew up in the church 7 days a week. Church of God in Christ. I grew up in the church, but it was still not enough for me to gain healing and deliverance like I'm supposed to have it. Now, this is me in no way, shape, or form downing the church experience, because I believe because I was in church, God sustained me a little longer in my hurt and pain. Okay. I was alive. All right. I was still able to take care of my kids, and I was still able to do things, and he still blessed me, because it rains on the just as well as the unjust, so I still got blessed. But that underline in the middle of the night, when you lay down to go to bed, and you just can't shake that feeling that, you know what? Something's missing. I don't know what's happening. Or you're in pain and you're like, what is going on here? I feel like I'm doing everything right. You become confused, you become overwhelmed. And that's what I was dealing with in 2011 and 2012. I was going through the motions still, but yet wasn't getting the healing and deliverance that I needed. And so one day, I'm in this extramarital affair, and I am finding myself to be a side chick. Now, listen to me. All of my life, when I can remember, when I got into relationships, I could be a girlfriend, sure, but I was also a side chick as well, okay? And I'm not saying this to boast and brag about any of that, because I'm not proud of it. It's part of my journey. And the mere fact that I was able to be a side chick actually led me to really get down on my knees and tell the truth. And when I talk about telling the truth, I had to tell the truth about why. I thought it was okay to sleep with someone else's man or husband. Why do I think this is okay? Oh, and the root of that pain just began to overwhelm me like no other, because in that moment in 2012, I then realized that I had never known unconditional love. I had to go all the way back to my past, my relationship with my father, my relationship with my mother, my relationship with everyone in my family, my relationship with the church as I was growing up, my relationship in school, my relationship in colleges, my relationship everywhere that I looked. I had to look at each of these relationships. And it was very hard to do, because some of them were painful relationships. Some of them were volatile relationships. Some of them were toxic relationships. Some of them were relationships that I just did not have no business being in whatsoever. And I was broken. I found myself even more broken when I started to face all of these past pain and past experiences that I had that left me in a state of thinking that it was okay to sleep with somebody else's man or husband. That's where I found myself. And I said, you know what? I'm going to face this. But let me tell you something, guys. I got down to business with God. I began to tell the truth about what I did. A lot of times we like to get in prayer and we like to talk about what other people did. We like to talk about how this person hurt us and how this person ain't doing right and how, God, I need you to fix this person and I need you to make this person. No, I got in the face of God and began to talk about what hurt me. And even if that hurt came from me, because some of the times, guys, I'm a true believer. The devil don't have his hand in everything. He may start the process, but you finish it. And it may not look like the best thing ever. But I want to tell you this story because I want you to know deliverance, healing, being made whole is possible. You don't have to live with your mother's mistakes. You don't have to live with your father's choices and own them. To a certain extent, yeah, it was their responsibility to take care of you, protect you, nurture you, educate you, inform you, things of that nature. And not even protect. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say protect, but that's another video, okay? But it didn't happen. Right? You still was raped. You still was molested. You still encountered other adults who didn't have your best interests at heart. And now it's affecting your life. And that's what happened to me. As I began to face my past, pains and hurts and my negativities that was happening in my life, I found out that it was affecting my current life in 2011, 2012. It was affecting me greatly as an adult. What my dad did when I was 8 affected me. What my mom perpetuated or what she instigated when I was 10 or 11 and 16, I never got over that hurt and that pain. And it was running my life in 2011, 2012. It chose my husband. Okay, it chose my relationships. It was definitely something that I really had to face. And let me tell you something, guys, when I faced it, it was even more painful. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was even in more pain. Some days I thought I was gonna have a heart attack and die. Some days I thought I was going to not make it through. You know, I didn't contemplate suicide, but I thought what would life would be like if I wasn't here. Like, I didn't think about ways to kill myself. Don't get me wrong. And I didn't think about suicide, but I was like, what if I wasn't here? You know, that's kind of where I was in that moment, because I did not like my life. I did not even like me. And that was heartbreaking. I mean, I really need you to think about it. Do you like you? Now, there may be different aspects of your life that you don't like. I get that. But your overall picture of you, do you like? Because that's where your love can grow from. And if you don't even like yourself, if you don't even like the person that you are, how do you expect other people to like it? So, 2011, 2012, I ended up getting in the face of God, telling the truth about everything that happened in my past and how it was affecting me now. And I did this day over day, night over night. Again, so painful. I couldn't get up for work sometimes. I couldn't get out of bed sometimes. And I almost thought I was going into depression. So I was like, oh my God, I got to stop. But there was this spirit on me, and it was the Spirit of God, I know that now, on me to keep going. And when I talk about telling the truth, I had to tell the ugly truth about what I was dealing with. How I was searching for my daddy in every man I encountered. That was hard to admit. How I was looking to be rescued by every relationship that I entered. That I didn't want to really take care of myself. I wanted somebody to take care of me. That was hard. And that I never knew unconditional love from anybody in my life. Not from the church I grew up in. Not from my family on my mother's side. Not from my family on my father's side. Not from anyone. Not even the relationships that I were in. I never knew unconditional love. I'm going to breathe in that moment. Let me breathe one more time. I'm not breathing because it still affects me. I'm breathing because I need you to know that when pain comes up, you got to move that energy. Okay? Now, it doesn't affect me, but again, I'm putting myself out here. I'm telling you my story. And that can be a little unnerving for me because I am a private person. But I know what I do as far as a spiritual life coach. I know that I want to help somebody. And that's the reason why I'm telling my story, because help is on the way. Help is available. You don't have to continue to live your life a certain way. Okay? All right. So, 2011, 2012, I am on my knees daily. I am telling God my truth. I'm writing it out. I'm speaking it out in the atmosphere. I'm not praying in my mind. You know, a lot of times we pray in our mind. We just sit there. A lot of the times you need to open up your mouth and speak, because that moves energy. The vibration of you speaking moves energy out of your body into the atmosphere to be handled and dealt with. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with praying in your mind, but some of us, we need to open our mouths. And that's one of the things I did. I opened my mouth and told God all about it. It broke my heart. It broke me down. It did. It broke me down. And this went on for maybe several days until one day I got up and I was good. But I still went into prayer and I began to talk to God about everything and really wanted those tears to flow and really get into it. Yes. God, I was hurting. But there was nothing. I really wanted the deliverance, but there was nothing. Absolutely nothing coming out. Wow. So then I'm still praying, I'm still meditating, I'm still, trying to get, to deal with my past and deal with the fact that I thought being a side chick was okay, and deal with being a liar and a thief and a fraud and a fake and so many things that I was. I still got up every day and prayed and got in the face of God. And I was so much in the face of God that I didn't even notice that I was healed or delivered until someone at work stopped me and said, there's something different about you. And I was like, it is. I thought, and I was really thinking, like, did I have anything work done? Did I lose some weight? Did I change my hairstyle? I was really, really thinking. But then one day I got into prayer and God says, okay, you're whole now. And I was like, I am. I began to, okay, let me try to feel bad about my dad, or feel bad about my mom, or feel bad about my family members. Let me try to, nothing. What I felt was peace, joy, contentment, and most of all, I felt forgiveness. Forgiveness for myself. Forgiveness for everyone that hurt me. Forgiveness for everyone that doubted me or contributed to the negative experiences I had growing up a child. I was absolutely amazed. And in that, I was whole. And so now, you can't even get me to get in a relationship right now. Right now, I have been celibate so long. I done lost how many years? I think it may be 5, 6, maybe 7 years. I don't know. I have been celibate for a while. So it's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Because I don't want a married man. I don't want a man in a relationship. That's not for me. I'm better than that. I'm worthy of what I want, and I will get what I want in due time. Right now, my focus is my purpose. So as I began to walk in my wholeness and walk in my forgiveness, a young lady approached me and was like, can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah, sure. What's going on? And so she began talking to me and everything. And the next thing I know, she's telling me all her problems. And I began to minister to her. And then God sends me another woman and another woman. And one particular young lady called me on the phone. And she says, you know what? God told me to call you. And I was like, I was really like, he did? Like, what? Wow. I was like, okay. And so we just began to talk, and come to find out, she was on the verge of suicide. And now her life is just amazing right now. She was on the verge of suicide, and I helped in my wholeness to pull her out of that darkness. And so then one young lady led to another young lady, and then I started ministering to one young man, to another young man, but then I have to be mindful because I'm not trying to get in old habits again, right? So as these men are coming to me, it's not that they want the help. They see the gifting, the anointing on me, right? The purpose I have on me, and they want to have sex with it. So I had to back up off men. Okay, I was like, you know what? No, we're not doing men right now. I'm good. I need a little more, help with God when it comes to that. So one of the things that I did was I strictly ministered to women. And I did that for several years. So in 2013, I started a women's group in my home. And I began to minister to these 2 to 3 women that came to my home. And we just grew. And then another friend of mine, she decided to do a luncheon, a ladies' love luncheon. And then that turned into Nevermore Presents Workshop. Like, this has just been gradually going on and on and on and on and on. But when I started holding my women's groups and then started doing the workshops, and then I started counseling, I just kind of walked into that purpose of being a spiritual life coach. And now, when I tell you, I am amazed at what God has even done in my life. As I shoot my videos, I'll let you in a little more about what I've been delivered from and healed from, and now that I'm whole about, because let me tell you something, my past, I have no problem talking about. I'll tell anybody my past. Just like when I'm talking up here about this side chick biz, I'll tell anybody. Yep. And people who may know me personally. Yep, I may have slept with your husband. Sorry, please forgive me. But I'm just saying, I'm not doing it because I am arrogant about it. I'm proud of it. I'm healed from it. I was broken at that time. I was hurting at that time. I didn't know nothing about love at that time. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know how it tasted, smelled, looked, any of that. But now I do. So I can be by myself. I can say, you know what? I'm okay in the quiet of my bedroom. When my head hit my pillow. Thank you, God. just for who I am. And everybody may not agree with me. I don't want I don't want you to think that I want everyone to agree with me. You don't have to. But one of the things I know now that my spiritual life coaching presents to people is overcoming your past. I believe that everything in your life is a result of the spirit world manifesting into your natural. We are manifesting our life every single moment of the day. Okay? And I believe that those spirits that are working in the spiritual realm are also working in your natural. And what I do is actually help you get a relationship with the God in you. Now, if you look up spiritual life coach, and it'll tell you, hey, a spiritual life coach person helps you to connect with Jesus Christ in your life and helps you to connect and find those obstacles and challenges and things of that nature. And that's all fine, but that's not what I do, because the people that I help, some of them don't believe in Jesus Christ, and that's okay for me. Okay. Some of them are, I even talked to a Buddhist at one point. I helped a Buddhist, so I'm not confining. I don't have my God in a box to just Jesus Christ. All right. I have even talked to some Jewish people. I've been able to help them, but some people who've grown up in the Catholic Church and all these rules and regulations and policies and procedures, which I can understand because I grew up in the Church of God in Christ. They have different ideas of who God is. But my belief and what God has taught me from 2011 to 2013 all the way till now is that there is a God in you. The very breath that you breathe means God. When you're inhaling and exhaling, that's God. And so there is a God in you that you need to be connected to. God is speaking to you all the time, through your life, through your circumstances, through other people. He's speaking every single time. Your job is to connect and understand where your life is headed. Connect with the God in you, and you can have anything that you want. Connect with the God in you, and you can walk in purpose. Because when you walk in purpose, you then have power to not only change your life, but change the life of people around you. I am convinced that people do not meet me in person for no reason. Because I am in purpose, constantly in purpose, with my personal life, professional life, even with the Nevermore Presents YouTube page and even my workshops. I am convinced that because I've accepted the purpose on my life to help people overcome their past hurts and get into the now. Because I'm 44 and I'm proud to be 44. But let me tell you something. When you encounter me, you're going to encounter a 44-year-old woman, not a woman with hang-ups about men or women or people. People talk about me all the time because, I am sometimes loud, okay? And I am sometimes direct. Some people say, hey, you mean? Yeah, sometimes she's short with you. Sometimes, you know what? People are going to have their opinions of it, and I really don't care about what you think of me because that's your business. It's none of my business. I just have to be who I am. And I know who I am. And I know whose I am. So when we talk about spiritual life coaching, I get you to that 36-year-old woman. I get you to that 23-year-old woman. I get you to that 25. Wherever you are in life, if you don't deal with a lot of the past pains and hurts that are in your world, it's showing up. I want to tell you, if you are constantly living in fear, fear shows up in your life. If you're constantly living in hatred, hatred's going to show up in your life. And so one of the things that my specialty is helping you overcome the past. To go a little further, I help you with forgiveness. Because I needed to forgive a lot of people in my life. I did the work of forgiving. People just think, forgive, just let it go. No, there's steps to this. Because some people have done so much bad, so there's a point of no return, and you don't even believe you can either get away from it or overcome that past pain or hurt. Because some people just have hurt you so badly. And guess what? I get that. But forgiveness is possible for even the worst of offenses. So I just want to let you know what I do. I just want to talk to you a little bit about spiritual life coaching. Now, let me tell you something. I spiritual life coach in person. I do it over the phone. I do it through Skype. And a lot of the times when I'm hearing what you're dealing with, I help you overcome a lot of it through some exercises or activities that I have developed myself personally, or some of them I have researched and I've done myself through other, thinkers, outside the box things, those positive change agents, those thinkers that are really thinking outside the box when it comes to self-improvement, self-love, self-worth, because I've done a lot of exercises that are still helping me to this day. Okay, so I don't want you to think that I'm perfect, because I'm not. But what I am is I'm whole. And I want you guys to be whole, WHOLE, too. I didn't want y'all to think I was saying whole, okay? Because I was one, but I'm not anymore, okay? I just want to put that out there, all right? So one of the things I want you to understand is that what I do not take lightly. And also I understand that everybody's not ready for it. They think they are. A lot of times people are attracted to my energy. And so I want to work with you. I want to just, oh, wow. Can I talk to you? And they call me. We get to talking. Let me tell you something, guys. I've been hung up on. I've been cussed out. I've been cut off. Okay? People have cut me clean off, changed the number, blocked me. And here's the thing. That's fine. I have no problem with that, because everybody's not ready. A lot of the pain and the hurt of your past, millions will die never, ever addressing it. Millions will die because of it. I just know I'm not one of them. And I thank God for that. So again, I'm coming to you with Nevermore Presents. I am your spiritual life coach. I will be shooting another video here soon. If you like this video, please like it, comment, please subscribe, hit the bell and subscribe, because I'm coming to you weekly. I promise I'm coming to you weekly, because the 2 months that I have been actually down, not really down, but not on social media or posting anything or doing my workshops, I have been developing content. I was like, yes, this is what I need to be doing. So I'll be coming to you with another video next week. I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope you come back so you can get to know me a little more, because I want you to know that loving yourself in your totality, even when you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I got a gap. Y'all see this gap? I'm not perfect. But guess what? I've learned to love my gap. I even went to the dentist and he's like, I can close that for you. I was like, what? I was like, no, wait a minute. We have to talk about that. Right? Because I've just learned how to love myself, all the way from this halo braid to everything about me. Right? Sometimes I can get puffy, and gain weight, and then sometimes it'll just drop. I've just learned to love things about me. And those things that I want to change, I change. But I change it slowly, and I count my victories. And the number one thing that gets me everything I need in life and will propel me to where I need to go is gratitude. You gotta be thankful and grateful for where you are and enjoy the process. I'm enjoying the process. All right? So come on back again. You like this video? Please like it. Please comment. Please subscribe, because I'm coming to you again. Again, I want you to realize that when you find your purpose, you find your power. I'm loving all of you. Until next time.